You can't do what they do. You can't do it. It's a shame that I have to say this. But this is the country we live in. And as Black people, you can't do what you see some of your white peers do. And I am saying this in response to the news that Jackson, Mississippi Mayor Chokwe Antar Lumumba has been indicted. I read the article, every word of it, by the Pulitzer Prize winning journalist Anna Wolf. That's the woman who, did most of that reporting about that TANF scandal here. And she was thorough in her reporting on this. And based on what is alleged, again, I say, if this shit is true, you can't do what they do. Let's talk about this, y'all. I ain't gonna run from this. I'm gonna talk about it because this is the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on something. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. Hit that like button, hit that share button, put all your people on it. I hate to have to cover this. I hate it. Because I know how these people here in Mississippi, let me be specific. I know how racist here in Mississippi love to use Jackson as like this talking point for their racism. They use it as a way to Jackson's struggles are used as a way to try to say something that is Black run is not well run. That's what they do. But here, what is alleged in this FBI sting is political corruption. So they've come for Hinds County District Attorney Jody Owens, Jackson Mayor Chokwe Antar Lumumba, Councilman Aaron Banks, and Angelique Lee, who was a councilwoman. And this article is lengthy, so in the past I've read these whole articles to y'all. I'm not gonna read the whole thing here, but I do want y'all to get the gist of it. Okay. And long story short, these FBI boys, they set them up. They set these motherfuckers up. Okay, they did. They set this thing up, and basically they act like they were some developers, and like they were trying to, get in on a development in Jackson, and basically they just set the carrot out there to see if the mayor and the DA would bite. Here go the bait. Looking at it from that standpoint, you might say, man, this is a hit job. This political hit job. Fuck they doing? Are they going to do Madison like that? Are they going to go on the coast and do Biloxi and Pascagoula like that? Are they going to go up in North Mississippi to DeSoto County and do them motherfuckers like that? You can look at it like that on one hand. There's another side as well. They can't get you if you don't bite. They can't get you if you don't bite. Not in the way they want to, They would have to work for it. They had to plant some shit. They had to use some AI and make you say some shit. They got quotes on here in this article from Jody Owens, allegedly. Well, goddamn, this motherfucker gonna have to take a plea. If what I'm seeing in here is this type of shit this motherfucker actually said. Shit like this. The agents were drawn to Mississippi's capital as early as December of 2022 after years of suspected corruption among its leaders, and they recorded. Now, this is an alleged quote from Owens. I don't give a shit where the money comes from. It can come from blood diamonds in Africa. I don't give a fucking shit, Owens said, according to the indictment during one of their raucous meetings at his cigar shop. I'm a whole DA. We can take dope boy money, he added, but I need to clean it and spread it. Man, what the fuck you talking about, dude? What? But let me be thorough. I mean, Anna Wolf was thorough. She said outside the federal courthouse Thursday, Owens described his quotes in the indictment as cherry-picked, and echoing President-elect Donald Trump's rationale for his reported vulgarity from 2016, drunken locker room banter. Man, Miss me. You can't do what they do. You up here trying to literally quote Donald Trump. You ain't him, dog. That motherfucker is a convicted felon, and he's headed back to the White House and finna get rid of the rest of his damn cases. Can't do what they do, man. Fuck you think, dog. Man, I've been knowing about the Owens family since 1999. I played ball with Bobby Owens. I love Bobby Owens. I was a freshman. I was the only freshman on the team. Okay, and we had our core of that team were these three seniors: Bobby Owens, Simon Griffin, Corey Batiste. These motherfuckers were cold. Okay, cold. I'm talking about nice. Okay, and we little 1A team, but we could beat at that time the highest level in Mississippi was like 5A teams. We could beat some of them. Largely because of how cold these motherfuckers were. You know what I'm talking about? And of those three seniors, Bobby had the best leadership. Like he would try to teach you the game and try to help you out. You know what I'm talking about? But this family got some money and influence. There's lawyers everywhere in this damn family. So, bro, I ain't got to be moving like this. This dude, the DA, first of all, based on your job title, you ain't supposed to be moving like that. But I'm just talking about also financially. He ain't got to be moving like this. Allegedly. This shit ain't looking good, Jack. It ain't looking good. Aaron Banks did plead not guilty, even though he allegedly took cash bribes and favors in exchange for his future vote on the development. I mentioned Angelique Lee. She did resign and pled guilty. Okay. She pled guilty in August to her part in the scheme, including the $6,000 FBI funded shopping spree for, among other things. And I'm quoting the article right now. Okay. Among other things, Valentino sandals and a Christian Louboutin tote bag. It says Owens' cousin and business associate, Sharik Marv Smith, also pleaded guilty in October to acting as a go-between for the district attorney with both Lumumba and Banks. So you got some folks pleading guilty, and you know what these feds will do? They'll try to get motherfuckers to start snitching. They'll try to get folks to start snitching. And then that brings us to the mayor. Now, I don't know the mayor like that, but I know of his father. Y'all know Tupac is my favorite rapper. Tupac was the first person that made me want to change the world. Okay? Wasn't a politician, wasn't a teacher, wasn't a preacher. It was Tupac Shakur. Well, the original Chokwe Lumumba was his attorney in that case where Pac shot them damn cops who were beating on that black man. Also, his pop, the original Chokwe Lumumba, was a real deal freedom fighter. Like, he was down with some real pro black shit. I can be reading a book about just whatever book I'm reading about Mississippi and civil rights activism, and his name pops up in that bitch. This man was really about that life, man. He was really about that life. I remember when he passed away, bro. I was finna coach a basketball game, and I got word that he passed, and I'm sitting on the bench just fucked up. Y'all may have seen me before in some of my short videos that I make. Y'all may have seen me before with a shirt. I had a shirt made with his face on it. Cause see, I before I left the classroom, I had asked one of my students to put some local legends on some shirts for me. Cause I feel like we don't honor those right from where we're around enough. So I got Mr. Landry's Cheeks, somebody who I respect from my hometown of Canton, and I got Chokwe Lumumba on the shirt for what he did for Jackson. So the second version of Chokwe Lumumba, having that as his legacy, ain't no way in the hell this man should end up in this situation. I can see him being targeted by these motherfuckers, even if there was no improprieties. And I damn sure hope there's not. Okay? Just because of all the implications that's gonna have for Jackson. I already see local media running with it. But it didn't have to be like that. You got this man as your father. He was a lawyer. You're a lawyer. Like, what? And like I said, they try to set him up now. Look at this. Look at this paragraph. It says, to ensnare the mayor who does not vote on development projects, the agents exercise some creativity in establishing an official act. They asked Lumumba to close the deadline to respond to the city's procurement 2 weeks earlier than planned, under the guise that prosecutors allege it would exclude their competition. Though 2 other firms managed to squeak through their proposals just in time, according to public records. The indictment includes a photo from the yacht. So basically what they did, all right, they took him out to Florida somewhere, put him on a yacht, and and then later on took him to a strip club and shit, and just were throwing money at him, to try to get him to do what they want him to do. Really trying to catch him in the crime is what they ultimately were doing. But I'm talking about as they were trying to masquerade as developers. See, they do that. They do a lot of shit to hit you with that goddamn conspiracy now. Because really that shit was put in place to try to get the mob. Because you wasn't finna catch the Don with the drugs, and you wasn't finna catch him with the dirty money. You wasn't finna catch him with the bodies. You wasn't finna catch him with none of that shit. You just had to get him on plotting to do the shit. And so now that statute being used all kind of ways. But these 2 cat lawyers, man, and servants of the people, shouldn't come to this. And from what I read up in here, and I would love to hear the tape. When it comes to Mr. Owens, it might be a done deal. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. He is. Maybe him and his lawyers know how to get the fuck about this shit. Seems like the mayor might have some wiggle room from what I'm reading here. Okay. Maybe. Unless one of these folks start snitching. Okay. Maybe he has some wiggle room. but I don't know. Also, you might be wondering, well, who is prosecuting them? Is this a Republican hit job? Because these are Democrats. Well, that's in this article too. It says the prosecution of Owens, Lumumba, and Banks is being handled by President Joe Biden appointee U.S. Attorney Todd G., a Vicksburg native who previously served as lead counsel for U.S. Congressman Bennett Thompson on the House Homeland Security Committee. Thompson, the only Democrat in Mississippi's delegation, recommended G for the position. Most recently, G was a deputy chief of the public integrity section of the U.S. Department of Justice. All right. But the agents who did this thing, they did come from out of state. All right. But the motherfuckers who are the motherfucker who is prosecuting them, though, is a Biden appointee. But these boys should have. Owens, for instance, I don't want to leave this out. Owens should have known, bro. You got to be squeaky clean. You can't do no shit because he's the one who indicted them folks in their welfare scandal. Check this out. In early 2020, State Auditor Shad White, yeah, I know that motherfucker who I don't like, who wants to be governor of this state. Fuck him. But State Auditor Shad White, who went to the same church as Owens while they both converted to Catholicism, brought the local DA the findings of an 8-month investigation that would rock the state for years to come. State welfare officials and a politically connected nonprofit had been illegally funneling millions of federal assistance for the poor to their family, friends, and professional athletes like Brett Favre. Okay. Owens swiftly indicted 6 individuals before the U.S. Attorney's Office or FBI were even looped into the investigation, to the dismay of the federal government. Owens hasn't charged any additional people in the case since. Bro, you done came for some well-connected white folks. Your ass should have known I need to be squeaky clean because it might be some folks come for these skeletons that I got in my closet. Again, I hope, and don't no motherfucker need to be hitting me with no defamation lawsuit. I'm saying all this shit is alleged, but also I'm saying, based on what I'm reading in Mississippi today, it's not looking good. I hope I'm wrong. I told you I've been aware of the Owens family since 1999. I love Bobby Owens. Chokwe, don't know him, but I love his father. I hope all of this shit is untrue. I hope it's a hit job, and if it's proven to be a hit job, I will come on this bitch and go off about it. Y'all already know I'm gonna do that. But I'm just saying this shit ain't looking good, Jack. Shit ain't looking good. Look like they ain't got Chokwe on this bitch saying a lot. Said, unlike Owens, the indictment does not heavily quote Lumumba. The mayor is quoted saying, yeah, 3 times and okay once in reference to the structure of the campaign contributions. But the indictment does not quote him in reference to the date change. So that's why I told y'all maybe he got some wiggle room. Said later that night, the indictment alleges the agent showered cash on Lumumba at the strip club. Now, I don't know if they got video footage of that or not. I don't know. And the Wolf does point out that Mississippi campaign finance law is notoriously loose, as she puts it. And there are almost never consequences for not reporting your campaign contributions and all that kind of shit. So, I don't know. I know when it comes to Owens. Here's another quote. It says, during one of the meetings with the agents in which Owens described how he wanted the paper trail to look for the campaign contributions, the state's most populous county's top prosecutor made his goal known. At the end of the fucking day, my most important job is to keep everybody out of jail or prison because I'm not fucking going. These racist bastards. And Councilman Kenneth Stokes sitting up here right now saying, I told you so. But again, I hope this shit ain't true. But if it is, then it is what it is. Because you're serving the public. And as the DA, you done put some folks in jail. As the mayor, you done appointed the police chief, and they done went out there and apprehended folks and put folks in jail and all this kind of shit. So, if this shit's true, it's a stain on Jackson and a stain on the families that these brothers come from. Put it on some.